Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brad and this is SuperCoach Pro. Today we are doing a bit of a live stream. Going solo for now. We'll see what happens during the live, but we scored big. We're back to talk of some player rage trade talks, potentially what to do as well with your sides. But for me, you know what I'm about. The reason why I think I'm going big at the moment is just upgrading around your mid prices. So look, I think apparently there's a 2-7 out there this week, which is huge. Before I get a million questions on par, I think par is probably around 2-4 by the looks of the leagues. Leagues always give you a good gauge of what par would potentially be. So I reckon par is probably 2-4 on the dot. Anything above that, you're probably going up in the rank, depending where you're sitting as well. So, yeah, a little bit hard to tell. If I'm not coming through the mic, please do let me know, because at the moment, it does look like it's working, but if not, I'd love to know. But anyway, side's going all right. Trade-wise, we've used all our boosts. So we've got no boost left, so that's a little bit concerning that we've got no boost. Apart from that, it doesn't really matter because we've upgraded really hard. We've got Ned along there at M8, so I'm pretty confident with this side going forward. Ranking-wise, I don't know what I'm going to be ranked by the end of the week. Well, by the end of tonight, I suppose. It is good that there was an early finish, but I feel like we're about top 500 now, so should be okay. Theo says, "Hey Brad, I was thinking get rid of Murphy Reed for Flynn. Thoughts in flex." Theo, I do like this. I just think a lot of people go on Flynn this week. You could do it obviously because he's got the scoring capability. He's got a really big scores in his system now. He went 105 tonight, so yeah, it's just annoying that you have to make zero cash from that play, basically. So, yeah, I'd still do it because you're putting him in flex, but I don't know how much more Flynn has opportunity-wise because he looked pretty bad in the hit-out department. So, I'm not saying you shouldn't go for Flynn because, mind you, at the start of the week, I was really cold against Flynn. So, and it was only due to Bailey J. Williams being so highly rated at West Coast for whatever reason, and was only given one chance was Flynn in round one against, I've gone blank, Wits. So, yeah, for me, I probably would do it there, and I hope you're well too, mate. So, yeah, if I have to move into the lounge room, I will, because it is a little bit laggy tonight because there's 4 of us home at the moment. So, Keelan says, scored 2,638, currently ranked 2,339. Hopefully I can crack the top 500. I think you probably will. Yeah, it's a hard one to gauge, but I think you actually will with this one, to be honest. I'm looking forward to seeing when SuperCoach opens where I'm sitting at the moment as well, because I've had, well, what are we, around 7. I've had 4 big weeks and 2 sort of average ones and 1 really poor one. So, yeah, really hard to know and get a gauge of where we sit, but I think we can probably stay in that top 1,000. Just really depends. So there's going to be a lot of bin questions, or I can already see there, Adam, for some of these players, but there's going to just be some hard holds, I suppose. Par, I believe, is 2-4, if I had to guess. Max will probably get asked this a fair bit. That's fine, though, because people come in and out. Different streams on a Sunday night, so 2-4 for me, Max, I think. Dale can get in the bin. Yeah, I mean, it's a hard one. These primos or wannabe primos can deliver a 138 in a given week. So the week you get rid of him, just know he's going to ton up. Is Dale top 6? I suppose you got to consider as well. If you've got other holes you need to fix, like your rookies, I'd probably go there before Dale. But yeah, certainly catfished a lot of people, and I was actually hot on him as well. So I admit I got that wrong. I thought he'd be a lot better than what he has been. But yeah, it is what it is. Sometimes it's so hard to gauge off a small sample, even last year's sample. At some point, these players have got to break out. You wouldn't hope they'd regress, but I think it's to do with Johannesson being back in the side as well. They use him as a bit of an outlet, so there's a few different things. Fraser, the emergence of him in that back line as well. I think that's the other reason why Dale's not so great at the moment, because we're seeing Fraser score well and then Dale not. So, yeah, it's a hard one to know. Max says, and what do you guys think of this mic as well? I know I'm laggy is all in the screen, but I don't really care about that. As long as you can hear me perfectly, that's all that matters for me. You got 2,499. Should have been 2,600. Yeah, that's annoying, Max. You can't win them all though. Like, there's some huge scores in here. I'm going to see tonight, I'm sure. Someone's already saying there's a 2-7 in there. You reckon 2,590 is top 1%? I think it would be for the round. It'd have to be, surely. Okay, you guys are smashing the comments. If I miss any comments too, do let me know. I don't do it on purpose. Sometimes we just get flooded on a one-man stream. So, how many primos did well this week? Sorry, so many primos did well this week. Yeah, 100% they did. Have a look at my side. Like, I get on a stream no matter what, even if my side does poorly. But I'm pretty stacked wherever you all get the cash in as well. It's not too bad. Flynn in flex and Marika's F5 is holding me steady. We did make a bit of a play here. Now, we did... I wanted to show changes here, but basically I got rid of Moraes. Who's the other guy? Reed from Essendon, who scored 90. So I probably should have went trainer in hindsight, but this is just the thing you just sort of guess. Reed, Moraes, and there was a third player, I think Clay Hall. And I bought in Matty Carroll for some cash gen. It's probably a little bit silly. I missed out on the Reed going up a little bit more. But then I bought in Ned Long and Flynn. Ned Long was more of a placeholder. I thought if he scores another 85 to 90, he's going to make some cash. Going to be a good M8. And I can upgrade my side probably D6 and F5, F6 first, and then go back to the midfield. Same with Oliver. Like, players like that, he's going to upgrade at last. Like, he's not my worst on field. So I'll probably look at D6 this week, depending how much cash I've got. Flynn also balances out that side with any really, really poor scoring rookies. But I've got Cleary on bench. I've got a Henderson loop, I suppose, if I can use that. Lindsay and Hewitt as bench cover as well. It's pretty good. And Hewitt can go to the forward line. So in a lot of aspects, I'm really strong side, even with the loops. Cash gen's pretty good too. I think my side's at 11.9 million. So we're going all right. I've just definitely seen some better teams out there that make your team look just not as great. But scroll back up. So where were we? You guys actually killing it. Give us a like for a solo man stream, by the way, tonight. I know there's others out there, but if any of the ones in my chat want to join, they can. In terms of my, you guys have got a little bit of a chat going on. They know who they are. FPL says, "Hey everyone, hey FPL mate. Hope you scored well this week. What did you score?" He's always a regular. There's a few regulars in here. Daniel Green says, "G'day mate. Hope you're good." 2363. Well, that's not so great. I wonder where that will sit you for your ranking. I think it'll just be below par, Daniel, but like par for everybody is different depending where you're ranked as well. I've got to account for that. So hopefully it's green arrow dots. That's all that matters. If you go up every week, that's all that matters. Luke traded in AIM on this week as a stepping stone. Oh no. Yeah, and he got concussed. So he misses against Richmond, and so does Scrimshaw actually as well. So I don't expect Tigers to win, but I think it'll be a lot closer than people think with the outs that they've got. Maybe I'm just being hopeful here, but yeah, that's rough, mate, especially because he's a pod. Corey said, I scored 2,393 with Dacos Brayshaw this week and stuffed 70 points of rookie roulette. Yeah, that's annoying when you put the good rookies on the bench, but week to week it's so hard to pick. Cleary and Trainer on bench and Davison and Patton on field. 4 primos under 100 this week. Certainly doesn't help your case, Causer. So hang in there, guys. So we're only in round 7. So Keelan says, I think I'm going to do a single downgrade this week to Hurstway. I'd almost wait on that unless you were foreseeing like a primo that you wanted to jump on. I think Dunkley is my pick of the week for what it is. Mike sounds good. I'm glad it does. If I hold it up to myself, I don't have a studio like some of the other fancy ones, but yeah, one day we will. Maybe when we get to 1,000, we can afford to do that sort of thing. I don't know. Do we trade Chera? Definitely not. I do not advocate for trading Chera, James. Nice to see a few new faces in here that I've never seen before. Riser, Stewart sold. No, definitely not sold on Stewart. Still on my radar, though. Definitely still on my radar. So I want to let us know too when the SuperCoach is lifted, because I want to see how the team's going. Xavier says, I got a 2374. I feel I'm dropping rank so a lot. Yeah, that's annoying. You potentially might be. If so, that's very, very rough, honestly. Max, so happy I got Zach Butters. No one can get him. What did you give up for Butters? I'd love to know. He's a super pod. So is Bonds. Blessed says 2.534 this week. Best score of the year for me. Bang on, mate. That's a very good score. You did well, mate. Definitely did well. Darv got a 2.498 and still lost in a league today because my opponent went 2.5. Yeah, it's like a handball, isn't it, basically? That's ridiculous. That sucks, mate. That generally sucks when that happens in the leagues. I should probably look at my leagues more often than I do, but Cheese says, not enjoying SuperCoach this year at all. I'm sorry to hear that, Cheese. That is annoying. Also, for the members of the channel, we'll have to do a video this week. I'll do a members only thing, of course. So, yeah, finally got the time now to do that. I just had my little ones with me over the weekend. So, over the last 2 weeks, actually. So, that's why I've been a little bit MIA on the lives. Looking after little babies isn't easy, that's for sure. So Duck Pace has got something for me. Just give me 2 seconds. Okay, my missus says it's a bit glitchy because I asked her what does it look like on the stream. So that's fine. I don't want to move into the kitchen now because you guys don't really care about the face. You just want the questions read out. Duck Paste, why would I want a VC gone? Thought the old man would struggle with a short break. Yeah, I heard a lot about this actually in the chat. I want to mention this too. I think we read in a little bit too much with the short breaks. Like, these guys are professional athletes, so I don't think we ever have to worry about that too many times. Maybe if it was a tough contested wet game, perhaps. But I don't really look into that a lot with the turnaround of who I'm going to pick for my VCLC personally. But maybe weather conditions for ruckman. If it's a wet game, you sort of pick a ruckman as a VCLC. But I certainly wouldn't worry about the days rested, because during that short week they probably don't train as heavy, so their body's probably not as taxed as what you're thinking. Maybe there's an extra conditioning session. Well, minus a conditioning session. I don't know, an extra recovery instead is what I meant to say. But yeah, it's hard to know. FPL, oh no, this is going to be bad. FPL, I'm not going to lie to anybody if they have a bad score, but I think you're going down for this one, FPL. Going 2292. Yeah, that's your best score, mate. That's not what you want. But good that you're showing up in the streams and stuff too, mate. That's rough. You might have to DM me. I want to have a look at your side and maybe see what we can do. Tinker with it a bit. Not saying I can fix it completely, but I'll definitely, if you can, I can give you what I think. I have no idea how to pronounce this at all. I'm just going to call you the Race Car Man. Rao has given me a headache every week since I brought him in. Why can't just be a solid ton? Yeah, it's because he had so many free kicks against, which he does this. Like, you saw about a month ago, he scored a 74. So, yeah, it's not always great. Didn't even get the Jordan tag. Had won by 6 goals. Yeah, that's rough as. We might move to the dining room in about 5 minutes because I need a coffee and I want it to not lag so hard. Robert's hold is paying big dividends. Yeah, dividends, sorry. Yes, I think it is too. I'm not going to go too much on about these kind of things because I think sometimes when I do talk about trading out primos and mid prices, I think people think sometimes I'm targeting certain people when I say don't trade them out. I just want to come here and say I'm generally not. When I do put out not negative but constructive criticism, it's more to the general community of, oh my God, let's trade out Roberts. Oh my God, let's trade out Finn. Now, sometimes it sounds like it's a personal attack just because somebody would have posted something, and you're not aware of it at the time too, mind you. And I've done this a couple of times and not really known about it until later. And it's people that join your streams too, and you're like, oh shit, okay, now they think this is at them. So just putting it out there, if I ever give a drive-by about a player being traded out and you've done that, it is not a direct target. It is just me pointing out a state of a play that was a hot topic that week. So anyway, Robert's owners, like myself, are very happy at the moment. I don't know if he's a keeper or not. It's very hard to tell. I'm leaning towards he probably more is than isn't, but he definitely can show that he can drop an 80 any given week. But what Primo can't. So anyway, Sims got 2477. That's rough. Trades cost me 50 points on field. That's weird, isn't it? It's so weird when you literally think you're having a good week because you brought in better players and you still score less because of the rookies you've now put on field or something like that. And very hard to know. You guys smash them through the comments. Give us a like too for the stream. I don't know how long we'll go for, but we'll just keep pumping them out until you guys get tired, which you probably won't. You're waiting for your side to be updated and your trades to start raging, and then I'm sure that will be the next part of our segment is trades. Max, I traded Dale and Cripps for Zach Butters and Newcomb. Tough holds for those two players too. My legs are getting cramped already where I am at the moment. But, yeah. Well, I wonder what Cripps scored. I know Dale scored about a 70 or something like that, but backline players are so annoying. Like we even saw Holmes today score 70. Oh, that's ridiculous. I don't got Holmes, but I'm certainly anti-potting him at this stage. Race Car Man says McWalter has a real ruck conundrum now. Decent enough ruck who can't do anything, or absolute terrible ruck who happens to be contested beasts. I think you go with Flynn, and that's because we're being biased here, and we're a Flynn owner. So yeah, I don't know. I guess it's a West Coast issue, but surely Flynn stays. Like he did what he could around the contest. What did he do? How many hitouts did he lose? I mean, Meek's a bit of a beast anyway. I feel like it's about a 40-20 Meek way. Okay, it's worse than that. So Meek got 57 and Flynn got 26. So Meek's literally getting every 2 out of 3 hits. So, yeah, not good for Flinny boy, but hopefully he stays because Meek went like 160 tonight as well. So, interesting times for Flinny owners like myself. Will be a little bit nervous. I'm definitely nervous as Flynn and Flex. I don't want him to be a one-hit wonder. Yaron is back, mate. How you going? Glad to see you back here, mate. He goes 2-4-1-5 with Dale Patton on field. Oh gosh. Dale and Patton killing you. Patton's got a calf issue, so he scored 35. I don't think he comes back in that side either with the ins that Sydney have. I think you cooked here with Patton. Put an R3. Annoying too. Like at least you're getting the cash, but the points on field would have been nice. He went like 105. Went early on Hurstwaite over Carroll. Yeah. Wraps. I hope the palmy was tasty. Yeah, the palmy was pretty good. Hence why I'm late. They took forever. Just going to grab a quick drink while we do this. Excuse me. I've got a Charizard cup for those at home that like Pokemon. All right, so back to it. I'm definitely glitching, but I don't really care. You guys know how it is on the stream. Cheese, I think I'm taking a week off, doing my trades on Monday, setting my VCNC, and just enjoying the footy. I don't blame you, Cheese. At this point, I really don't, especially if you scored not what you expected and you see these big scores. It certainly makes you not want to listen or watch, etc. I think there's a Thursday night game too, and that's your Bombers take on North Melbourne, I believe. So that should be a good game. That's probably one you lose. Nah, probably not. Look, I'm gonna VC merit for what it's worth. Riser, I've held Stewart since the start. I'd probably just hold at this point. Like he can't get any worse, surely. Upgrade around him and hope he comes good and starts averaging 100. It's got sort of like Finn Callahan for me. When he scored those 70s and whatever he scored, I was tempted to get rid of him, and then all of a sudden he's gone back-to-back tons. So people like myself are looking at him for 400k, so you probably don't want to jump on him when he starts to... Sorry, you probably don't want to jump off him when everyone starts to bring him in as well and he starts going well. because he will turn. He'll definitely turn the corner. He just looks a little bit injured, of course, and he got injured today again. So, yeah. Jack, hello, Jack, one of the regulars. I'm not gonna say I have faves, but definitely one of my faves. How do you go? I scored a 4. Let's scroll up here, Jack, and if it's got a bit of scaling, don't know, but 2559. We have no boost, and we only have $2,000 in the bank. So $2,000 in the kitty is not pretty. I'm not gonna lie. It's means I can't really do much with anything. If I go one up, one down, I might look at someone like a Levi Ashcroft potentially and a trainer, depending what catch it gives me. I really don't know. So we'll find out what we do with the trades when it opens at some point. 2-5-4-2. That is huge, especially if no gone. That's the positives you could look at. Like I scored a 2-5 and I don't even have day costs. So sometimes you just got to look at the positives in your side and not worry about the negatives. Like if a player's scored huge and you've still managed to get par, you're flying. Got to take it that way. Yeah, I am just as crazy Bills boys on Stewart as well. So if I had 100K in a kitty for trainer, I'd probably do it in 2 weeks' time. Excuse me. Nick Dacos Glaze 6'9". Brad season might be over. So many dead rooks on the bench. Gross, Campo, Leak, Dudley. Yeah, Angrove. Yeah, that's cooked, mate. Never give up on season over, though, honestly. I think a lot of people do early on or during the buys, but I think there's always a chance of coming back. I think 2 years ago, I started off 100, what was it? 100K, and I came back and finished 6,000 for the year. Look, I know 6,000 wasn't very impressive, but from a $100K start, at least I clawed my way and overtook 94,000 people in the process from round 1 all the way around 23, 24, whatever it is. So see how we go. But anyway, we'll go back up. Would you bring in Bont this week, Brad? Probably not. I think he's overs at this point. Same with Butters. But you've got 2 pods that no one's going to be able to bring in for 10 weeks. It really just depends on cash gen at this point. I don't know how worth it is, though, to be honest. Like, yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one. I think you send it if you're like a outside top 20K, I'd do it. But if you're inside top 20K, there's probably no reason to risk wasting all your coin on such a play. It really depends where you rank from some of these trades. I don't think people read into it enough, but sometimes you got to play super aggressive when you're inside the top 1K, and other times you don't. I think if you're outside the top 1K, you play the long game and you try not to be as aggressive and hope the others run out of trades and run out of sidewaysing things, and you sort of catch them over the buys if you plan really well over the buys. But I also think it's important not to waste your boost, but to definitely get in players and primos, particularly one primo every week, and tell the buys if you can. If you don't, you kind of fall behind the pack, in my opinion. Round 1 was even worse with Flynn. It was 14-70 against Wits. Yeah, Mr. Race Car, man. Yes, that is correct. That was shocking for Flinny boy. He was out of my side that week. The rise up. Stewart has given me so many headaches, stopped me from going 4-5 this week. I think you mean 2-5, but yeah, 100%. I knew what you meant. That's right. I definitely knew what you meant. I'm just going to see if I can go to the lounge room. If there's any external news, though, I will get back out of there. It's just because I'm not in there because Bubs is in there. And if I go in there and Bubs is screaming, you're going to want me to come straight back to my room to do this potty. So I've just asked the misso if the Bubs is quiet or not. So we'll find out and we'll go to the kitchen lounge room shortly. so I'm not lagging so much. Cheese, yeah, mate, I'm going to be at the game. I've actually got to do a sub thing, or not even a sub thing, just with you guys in the chat that always attend these streams. I've probably got to go to a game with you guys at some point. I just don't know what game I want to go to. Definitely a Melbourne game, of course, for Richmond at the MCG. I just don't know which game I want to cherry pick out of that one. Or we can go to a game that I don't support, because then I won't be disappointed. Maybe throw some suggestions. Cheese, keen to see the Dons win, hopefully. Bloody oath. Again, especially against North Melbourne. You should. I'm just finding out when I can go back to the other room. Yeah, look, you should definitely beat North Melbourne, but anything's possible. North Melbourne almost gave Port a scare, as we know. Gunaway says 2580 for him with Holmes and Dale. It cost me 1K, surely. Yeah, potentially. I think there's a 270 out there. So, yeah, 100%. It feels like that some weeks, especially because you know you're pretty close. I think 2 weeks ago I got a round rank of 366. And I've had a few finishes in the top 20 for the weekly, but never overall, of course. But yeah. See how we go. Anyway, I'm not a good multitasker. If you haven't noticed, and I look down, it's because I'm just a bit slow with what's going on. Max, you think I get Ash? I have Whitfield. I don't think I would go both. I don't think I could do that. Excuse me. I probably should have just pressed mute, but for some reason I forgot to press mute on my mic. Anyway, I probably wouldn't go for both guys, especially in your back line. I don't know why. I just don't like it. Jeez, I'm at a point where I just want to sell Dawson and Dale, to Butters and Bonds and just call it a day. I think you probably could at this point, Cheese. Like, I'm not saying you should 100% sideways these primos, but there is a world where these guys are just absolute pods that you should probably really consider it, especially at the ranking that you're potentially at the end of the round. It might be worth the full send. And that's just my opinion. Dawson's a hard watch. We've discussed this in chats before. Puffish, didn't think it was possible to be upset after a 50-point win, but I proved myself wrong tonight. Puffer. Yeah, I think you're talking about Newcomb. I mean, I have Ash and Whitfield. Oh, jeez. Yeah, right. I read that completely wrong. And then, well, you're cooking if that's the case. You're definitely cooking. Jonas, say, what's going on, Jonas? Probably the funniest bastard in the chat. And I mean that respectively. Tommy Stewardess is awful. Gets injured nearly every game, coming on and off the ground. No way as a keeper. If he gets to 400k, though, Jonas, I might get a broken heart. Another huge week for Brad. So, yeah, it actually is, mate. Yep. Thankfully. Kind of needed it this year, too. Needed a bit going my way. Had a few, not quieter years, respectful enough for the channel, I suppose, but I wanted a year like this where you're sort of flying and you're acknowledged for not how well you're doing per se, but there's a reason why you have a channel, I suppose. Not so much anything else. I don't really want to say validation because I don't quite need that, but definitely when you're flying, you definitely feel like you're meant to be there, if that makes sense, in a non-arrogant way, as much as I can explain that to you, without sounding like a cockhead. Skizfits, Tigers versus West Coast in 2 weeks. Baker and Graham clash. I'm heading to that. That's actually a good shout, Skiz. I might inbox you and see if I'm down that way. I'd bloody love to go to that game, actually. I couldn't think of anything better than a West Coast Richmond game, just to see Harley Reid get knocked. Puffer, Dale Dawson Pryor, Newcomb, captain for 2416. Am I cooked? No, I don't think you are cooked. I think you're on par. I think you're par. Geez, I'm not going to do that trade. I want to play devil's advocate, Cheese. I think maybe if you don't, you'll be kicking yourself for the next 4 weeks. That's all I'm going to say. That's it. All right, Cheats. If you're down for the Richmond and Eagles game, we're on 100%. If I've got Skizzer and yourself in, we're down. I've just gone 5 comments ahead to read that. I will send you. Well, we've already got a little group chat there. I'm going to send you some voice notes about that. All right, Richmond and West Coast it is. I don't think that's the week I'm doing my run either. I think I'm doing my Beyond Blue run the week after that. So that actually might work out perfectly for me personally. All right, Richmond West Coast, Sunday, May 11th. That's where we're going. MCG, Richmond West Coast. Anyone who wants to come, I'll plug this for the next 2 weeks. I will be there with Skizzer, if Skizzer's not going to ditch me, and Cheese, and I'll post it on Twitter. Here we go. And not even, just Newcomb. Newcomb just got 100. I think that's why you're annoyed. Yeah, 20 points is annoying as well, because I remember you inboxed me saying we don't kick straight, don't get rid of Marek. So I get a lot of feedback about some teams that you guys support, some handy knowledge, some very handy knowledge that I'm unaware of. If I'm a little bit short of replies, I do apologise, because I get spam more than what people would think. Like, the amount of voice notes and random stuff that comes through my way, I'm forever scrolling on X, and my missus hates the amount of group chats I have on there. She's like, "Are you still replying to your friends?" I'm like, "You have no idea how funny this is," especially some of them. Some of the groups in there that we've got, funniest conversations you ever see. If they ever got leaked, I'd probably lose my channel at this point. But they're quite funny. That's why I want to go to a game, so I can actually meet you guys in person as well, because yeah, it'd be nice. You guys generally feel like friends. Coates, best downgrade options this week. Doesn't seem like there's many. Yeah. Maybe when lockout lifts, I'll have a look at what players, because off the top of my head, there's Oscar McDonald, but obviously with, oh my God, there's a few players to come back in that side, like Voss, and who's that ruckman that used to play for Melbourne? Jackson. Bloody hell, Jackson and Voss to come back in that side, so he could be a placeholder. So I'm not really confident. You got Bustlinger on one game, who's got Liam Jones' spot. Then you've got Hurstwaite, who's potentially covering for Nash's 4-week block. So on the bubble, I'm going to have to do that after lockout lifts. I don't know too many other than Oscar Mack that I'd be confident in. And on the other side to that, I probably don't want to go early on any of these one gamers just in case they get dropped, because then you're going to make no cash next week anyway. So yeah, it's a hard read. I'll come back to this question at some point though, and we'll have a look properly. Daniel Green, not relevant to SuperCoach, but I can't believe Paul Curtis got 3 weeks for a beautiful rundown tackle. What are your thoughts on that? Yeah, neither can I actually. Like, you don't want to get rid of tackles in our game, so kind of punishing you for a tackle will make a lot of players reconsider. Do we just try to bump them off the ball? Nah, we can't do bumps because we get in trouble for that. If we get them in the head and they face a certain direction, like at some point you just hope it doesn't turn into touch football. Like, even the lunging tackles in the back, what are you meant to do at that speed? Anyone that's played footy knows how hard it is when you're going charging bloke at whatever pace you run at. Let's say you're like me and you can travel 30 kilometers an hour. No, not really, but you know what I'm saying. You travel so fast, it is so hard not to probably hurt them and look like you've intentionally tried to ruin them. But you're just trying to win a possession and win the free kick. So yeah, I think it's a load of absolute crap that these players get suspended for tackles. The swing tackle, that makes more sense, sure, but if they called holding the ball more often than not, you probably wouldn't see them. These players are getting spanned 360, 720. Umpires don't call shit, and then what are they meant to do? So they throw their opponent to the ground. So I kind of, you got to understand, these umpires are so stupid that it just pisses me off as much as anyone else in the chat that they're not calling ball. Like, the amount of times players are incorrect disposal and the umpires to think that it's hit their boot or hit their shin and let them play on is ridiculous. Especially in a heated game, you see multiple non-calls, and then Don't even get me started on which teams bring their own umpires to the venue. But sometimes you just look at it and you look at the free kick count and you're like, what is going on here? Like, this is absolute dog shit. So the AFL need to, look into a couple of different things, how they assess these incidences, because there's too many inconsistencies, and B, why is the differential of some of these free kicks in games just one-sided in a ridiculous manner? Like, it doesn't add up. It does not add up sometimes. Anyway, don't get me started on that. But nah, thank you for the question, Daniel. Hurstwaite. So Pufferfish, he's a Hawthorn man. So what you're saying, you'd go early on him. I'd like to know, Puff. But yeah, let me mute. I need to cough. Okay, tell me if we're back on there. But imagine if I pressed mute and then I couldn't get it back on again. That would actually be really annoying. You've gone through the bloody comments like crazy. Okay, I'm scrolling. This laptop is touchscreen. So yeah, Richmond and Eagles game. I'll come to that unless something comes up, which it shouldn't. I'll go to it. Pupfish Weagles versus Tigers. Oh hell, no! I thought Port versus North was bad. Pufferfish, just come to it anyway. It couldn't be that bad. Skiz, absolute blockbuster. Uze versus Mini. True. Yeah, good point actually. Yep, because Mini didn't get the gig. Ryan was par. I think par's 2-4. Ryan. Gosh, imagine if I was still on mute right now. That would be a Brad thing, to be honest. That would definitely be a Brad thing if I was still on. Don't do the loading thing to me, Cheese. You're gonna scare the hell out of me if you do that. Let me go back up because I was just checking if I was muted still. Glad you held Marek because of me. Yes, I am. Pufferfish. I do listen to a lot of yous in the chat that do write things to me. So, funnily enough, like I'm not fully persuaded with some things, but it's definitely more often than not you'll inbox me something and I'll go, all right, I'll take your word for it and I'll keep that player because of X, Y, and Z. Right, let me check if I can go back to the lounge room and not look like I'm glitching every 5 seconds. Just want to see if little one's asleep and not yelling. All right, I'll just ask the question if he's asleep. Because then I can sit better. Because at the moment I'm literally sitting on my bed. How's Humpty Dumpty? Yeah, so Bailey Humphrey went 150 tonight, or today I should say, and that was really disappointing for us people that traded him out. If that guy seriously scored in one game what he scores for us in total, 100%, especially when you look at it that way too, that actually really annoys me. He's almost asleep. Getting a video of the little one. That is the cutest video. Anyway, Papa, should we be there? Sorry, should be there as well, Travis. Okay, I lost what we're talking about with the Travis thing. I'm happy I kept the bear. Who is the bear? I'm happy I kept the bear. Oh, Humphrey the bear. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? This bear stuff. All right, you're talking about Humphrey. Yeah, well, he scored a 47 the week before, so it's pretty ballsy for you to hold on. But well done to you. I don't mean that in a insulting way at all. Just yeah, it's crazy. As soon as I saw that 47, I actually traded him out the week before that. Let's be honest. Papa says, stay away from Oscar, and McDonald trust me on that. Okay, all right. Your word on it. Papa Fish says stay away from it. So don't ask me about rookies this week, potentially. Bustlinger and Hurstwaite seem the best options this week. Okay, if you're going to go early on it, maybe you'd go Hurstwaite. Hurstwaite will hold a spot until Nash is back, so we get 2 cash. Jen, is that enough, though? Is two price rises worth it? Or do you go Bustlinger early and hope that he keeps out Liam Jones? Actually, this is hard. This is honestly, I'm going to have to look at these players. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. That's why I'm jumped on a stream to do this so I can actually, in 8 minutes? You reckon? You reckon it opens it? Yeah, right. Okay. I believe you, Puff. 2.5 apparently. Someone got 2.7. That is crazy. 8 minutes is a crazy, crazy puff, honestly. Yeah, right. How are we almost in May, by the way? What the hell's happening? Like, 1 minute's January, and next minute is almost in May. But anyway, Puff says, cheese. I check my phone and 8 notifications. So that's why I said 8 minutes. That is some voodoo stuff, Puff. Cheese. Not in the goon mood again, are we, Puff? Oh no! Don't tell me Puff's been on the goon. That stuff would send me crazy. Nah, God is not here. Nah, I've got to check my inboxes to see if anyone's actually jumping in this chat. Potentially, but I think we're just riding solo tonight. I think everyone's tied up. Let me have a look. No. I won't be joined by anyone, but I have messaged one of my regular little group chats we have there. So if they do, they do, but they probably won't. Daniel Green, just look and think. Imagine Nick Dacos. And he misses a Brownlow medal because of that tackle. Look, I think Nick Dacos is probably going to win the Brownlow this year. Like, as soon as a player catches heat, like, he just becomes popular to the umpires, and then they just start gifting him a little bit more. Like, they don't really take notice of, like, they do your forwards, but they got to kick a big bag. But they're always looking at your midfielders. It's like the AA selection. Like, when they do the AA selection, it's always midfielders playing forward pocket. Like, how's that a viable selection? Like, he didn't play in the forward pocket. He played 10% of his midfield time in the forward pocket, but you're going to give him an AA vest at forward pocket. Like, get out of here. It's annoying. Jack Rankin says, thanks, Pufferfish. I don't know what tackle you're talking about too, Daniel. I'm so confused. I might have missed that play. I was multitasking all weekend. I watched majority of the games, but yeah, a lot was going on. Yaron, that's ridiculous. I just watched rundown tackle. Wow. All right, let me have a look at that later. Oh my god, you guys are going crazy in the chat. Give us a like for the stream. Okay, you guys are sending me the glitching things. Stuff you guys. I can see all that now. I hate that little glitching emoji. Probably nothing annoys me more than that, but whatever. Respectively. Omak is a very versatile tool. We'll get games as a KO defender if anyone goes down. Not best 23 though. Yeah, so his versatility would probably keep him in around the mark. But when I first saw this comment, I was like, "Don't tell me it started again." Yeah, I agree. Kurt is such a good player too. Such a jet. Yeah, Travis is laughing at this whole, this trend of freezing my screen just because I'm glitching out. Doesn't mean I'm glitching out. At least you can hear me in the mic. That's all that matters. You're not here to see my face. Jonas, just wait till one day video games replace the God mode with Goon mode. Heard it first. That would be weird. I'm pretty sure we'd all just fall over at the start of the game. Like, it would not be a fun ride. Puff. So here's his reasons for Hurstwaite. He'll get around 2 cash gen spikes when Nash is back. Wouldn't be surprised if he holds his spot and Ward gets dropped. Interesting take, actually, yeah. It's interesting, like, between McKenzie and Ward. McKenzie doesn't got a tank, and Ward's just no good. Very funny. Aaron's on board with this now. That's going to be, like, the best little filter thing going on. I'm going to ask her if I can move to the lounge room so I don't keep glitching out on you guys. Let's see what she says to me. No, I can still hear him from here. We're definitely not moving in there. You guys would be so annoyed at what you're hearing. Puff says Hurstwaite, also known for rack and ball up, can easily average 70. Plays Richmond next week and Melbourne in the next 3. Fieldable options. Yeah, that is certainly a good point too. Definitely fieldable rookie, you'd think, what you're saying. But we all know rookies can also stick it up against easy opposition as well. Yaron says, Puffer, with 2 concussions, I reckon he is safe for the next week. Yeah, he'd have to be. I still think he had a bit of the ball anyway. All right, let's finish off that coffee. And let's read these comments. I'm glad there's a filter there because I'm literally sitting on my bed all comfy. But anyway, we're not doing a Masashi on the stream tonight. If we do a Masashi, we'll be here till 1 a.m. We know that doesn't end well. Lucas, what a what a picture. What a show in between us. Puff, thoughts on Harry Morrison? Interesting pick. I haven't even thought of him. Jonas, Supercoach, God Goon. Wait, it was Supercoach God on Goon. That is awful, Supercoach God. Puffer says, ballsy Lucas, that's all I'll say. Yeah, so don't do it, Lucas. Don't do it. I mean, as a player, not Supercoach pick, if that's what you're thinking. That is definitely what he's thinking. Mind you, he probably doesn't think, because he's a Hawthorn supporter. Why would you do that to yourself? Puff. All right, Lucas. To be honest, I'm not a huge fan. The last 2 weeks, secured a spot on wing. Seems to be finding ball a lot easier and finds inside 50 targets, developing nicely. There you go. Maybe it's a draft question he's sneakily asking. Give me 2 seconds. All right, Jack Rankin. I feel like there's a few newer ones in here that I've never seen before. So I haven't subbed already too. Sub to the channel. And when I can move to the kitchen, I will, so I'm not glitching all the time. This is my bad. I think there is a DR trend. That's okay. That's fine. I knew what I was up against tonight, but I just wanted to do my own thing tonight. So I thought I'd just jump on and see what the go is. Because sometimes with those other ones, depending who's where, sometimes it can be a lot of people in the one stream. So I thought I'd just do one where it's just myself and I can relax and not zone out. Because sometimes I just zone out accidentally. I don't know if when you've obviously got a lot of us got ADHD and whatever, and you're just sitting there when you're driving and you just zone out for like half an hour. And you're like, I don't know how the hell I've been driving for so long. How did I get here? How did I not die? Sometimes I do that on a stream. Like we'll be talking about something important. I'm listening to all of it, and then all of a sudden, I'm like, all right, that's right. We're back onto the topic. So let's see where my team went. I just saw that we are on. Just man, I didn't even mute in time then. I was like a cough wasn't coming. So this is my ranking. All right. Holy shit! Holy! Oh my god! 357. Oh my god! I am taking a photo of that, ladies and gentlemen. That is the best ranking I've had. Round ranking in a long, probably ever. I'd actually say. I don't think I've ever. I'm taking a photo of this. Accomplished this early on. So look, I haven't been playing seriously for that many years. Probably since I started the channel is when I took it seriously. But a 357 rank right now is incredible. I'm gonna say that comes down to a lot of things, but probably my starting side and some of you guys with your info in these streams. And outside of that, I'd say just a lot of the other people you do content with also help you. So let me just send that to the Miso and a few others in some group chats because I am friggin' excited about that. How do I rotate? Wow. Rank 357. Holy. All right, I'm sending that to some of the group chats. Anyway, bit of a flex there, but holy shit. All right, where have I gone? All right, well, you've come to the right place if you want to watch because we're ranked 357, so I'm kidding. I won't get a big head, but that's bloody amazing. I actually feel on top of the world right now. I literally had to take a photo of that and send it. I'm going to send that to my dad. FPL. I wouldn't go early on Bustling or Hurstwaite. Wait for their bubble games. I agree. I think people just are probably going to be desperate for a rookie. Jeez, my computer's lagging hard here. Between Hurstwaite Ward when Nash is back. Yeah, good point, Stephen. Actually, this is another one that follows me on Twitter. So reminds me, if you haven't followed me on Twitter, SuperCoach Pro 91. I put up polls there. Also put some like quite crazy things in there as well. So if you think it's a bit extreme, my apologies, but I do take the piss out of a lot of things. Puffer says Brayshaw should be leading the Brownlow. Yeah, he should actually be. Yep, I couldn't agree more. Puffer Fish has been absolutely unreal. I have a cheeky 50 on Brayshaw for the medal. Bloody hell, that's crazy. Neil has a 4 BOG for mine. This is the one that started, I'm pretty sure. Oh my god, JG is 479. Is he? Is that what he said? I've got to read these chats. Did he say 479? Holy shit. Wow. Wow. So there's a lot of good ranks. So JG's on the Swordplay podcast and his season ranks 479. He's flying too. This is the other thing. Like, it's so underrated. Like, the more you talk to people and more you do content with people, you sort of bounce off your ideas. And I think that's how it gets you better as a player. On these streams, I know sometimes they seem a little bit meh, how you going, but sometimes there's little things in here that will help you climb your way to the top. You just get other things from other supporters that know their sides. Lockout is lifted. Thank you, Nick Dacos, Glaze 69. Pipped you in my draft skis. I thought you were going to piff me in my draft for a second. I went up slightly in ranks, just 1%. Man, we're cooking here. Down the rankings again for me. F. Yeah. I wonder if I overtook Hippo. Can anyone find Hippo Supercoach? Because I know he was flying. He was really flying. I want to know if I've pipped him or if he's still ahead of me still, because he's got a very good side, Hippo Supercoach. Stephen, I went up 1335 to spot 1721. That's bloody amazing. I haven't checked my draft side since draft night. Yeah, when Brady Boy tampered it. I'm just kidding, I didn't tamper it. Puffish, my draft team is doing 10 times better than my classic side. Man, I got so much shit from you guys about that draft, especially Jonas, etc. Daniel says, up in the ranks for me, so happy days, all green for me, that's what you want. Ironic, because it is your surname as well. Jonas, geez, how'd you go in the draft? You know how I went. A bit of banter between these two lads is always good. Jonas Goat, Ranga Rao is pathetic, kept getting caught holding the ball, gave away like 5 frees in the first half. Yeah, after that, Scaling's cooked. Best Primo defenders to bring in this week. Okay, god damn it. I'll have a look at that. I'll just open this for 2 seconds and then we'll go back to it. So SC is open. That's why I opened my screen. This says, Puffish, you've had about 40 watching most of the night. That's a huge, with DR going as well. Yeah, it is probably. I'd say so. But yeah, sometimes you can't compete with channels like that. They've got, I don't know, 10 times more people than what I do. So see how we go. But best Primo defenders, in my opinion. Oh, yeah, you can probably press those loading buttons on your screen there. How the F do you lose one league matchup considering you scored 2,559? God damn it. Anyway, I shouldn't really be pissed at that, but like you would think on any given week you'd win 12 out of 12 weeks. All right, loading screen, you were done with me. Let's go to the players. Let's see who's cooking. So, if these questions are a little bit lagging, let me message Misso again and see if Bubs is asleep because I want to get into the kitchen. Where are we? Can I get into the kitchen? Can I go? Give me 2 seconds. She said, when are you finishing? I'm not finishing anytime soon, lads, and she doesn't know it. Unless she's tuning into my stream on her YouTube phone right now. Not a YouTube phone, but yeah, unless she's having a look at that, we're definitely not going anytime soon because we'll answer these questions and we'll go to bed. All right, so where are we looking? It'd be nice to know how much money in the bank you're actually working with to be more specific as well to answer these sort of questions because it does leave you in a bit of a nowhere land. Also doesn't help when I don't know who you don't have or who you do have, I suppose. But let's go broad here. So obviously Whitfield's going to come down. Ash is, you're probably thinking at this point Ash is going to be it, but I'm probably more confident with your Whitfields, your Sinclairs, your Wanganines, your Jordan Clarks, your Zorkos, even though he's had a few bad games, your Sheasels. Probably what's in the top 10 is probably what you're looking at anyway. Holmes, you probably anti-pot at this point. Holmes, I'm confident anti-potting. Sinclair, Whitfield are a must for me. Jordan Clark is probably a must. No one's really talking about. He's a pod too. He's 9%. Sheasel, he's one you probably don't want to anti-pod. The ceiling's too high to wreck you. Amy missing next week to concussion. The rest are a little bit young. Like, he's already top 12. Unless you're really young to a primo that you missed. Boy, he's cheap at 473. Would you go up 10 grand to Matty Roberts? I mean, that feels a bit sideways. If you got a Bailey Dale and a Jaden Short, you're probably just sending it for a Sinclair, a Whitfield, an Asaya, a Zorko, a Clark, a Sheasel, etc. Like your big dogs, really. Bowie's underrated as well. I don't want to miss that one, but I think it's literally at this point, you've got almost 2 months of sample size. What's there now is probably going to be there around the mark anyway. But Bailey Dale's, damn, he's cheap. He's very cheap. I'm going to say Whitfield or Sinclair, but I think you can wait for these primos to come down to 550 before going in them. I also would upgrade the weakest line. I wouldn't really bring just any player. I'd work on your weakest link first. Sorry, I had to cough my lungs out for a second. Excuse me. Anyway, I'm going to go back to the kitchen shortly. Hopefully, Nick Dacos Glazing 69. How do you fix your bench? I'm going to talk about this important question, actually. I would only fix my bench during mid-season draft period, which is end of round 12 or before round 12. Someone confirm with me, but I'd fix my dead rookies during the buys because that's when you're going to need them. I wouldn't be sidewaysing your rookies now for other rookies, considering during the buys they might not be playing either. So I would specifically, let's say you got round 12 players that are out and you've got rookies that are dead as well. I'd be grabbing rookies, even if they're one gamers or guys that aren't going to be subbed that week. I would grab those for points on field rather than sidewaysing rookies now because you'll need them during the buys. So maybe a guy that debuts at round 12 or 13 or whichever buy you need, that's when you fix your bench. So I'd happily use a boost in the mid-season draft period because they're like 99k rookies that players from clubs will need. Like they might need, example, Essendon will need a ruckman. They'd probably bring in a ruckman. You've just picked him up for 99k. Your R3's not playing. You find you're a player short for the round. You bring in Boyd's not playing that week for whatever reason. You're going to bring him in because Essendon need that player, or just any team. Richmond have lost a forward, which has gone down for the season. There's a mid-season draft forward that they need that's better than Jacob Bauer, etc. He's impressed. His stats are huge in the twos. That's when I fix my bench. Mid-season draft players and during the buys. That's the only way at this point you're doing it. You're not doing it around 7 or around 8. You're probably doing it during the buys, unless I don't know, unless you're really desperate. But I probably wouldn't. It's very hard to explain. Team value 12.2. I think that's actually better than most, Jonas. If you go around the grounds, my team value was 11.9 before the week going in. Bench is pretty dead though. That's annoying. Yeah, fire. I'd say this is due to the ranking. Yeah, we are actually cooking. We're actually doing really well. Good boy, Brad. You scared the crap out of me. You're loud and clear on my TV. Sorry, Aaron. I do apologize. I do apologize. I got way too. I got way too excited. My statistics on YouTube tell me how many people watch you on TV, and it's a lot more than what you think, which is crazy because I always forget to do like my hair or shave my beard a little bit, and sometimes I overthink those kind of things, but I just don't do my hair or nothing now. Jonas, take a photo. That's good glazing material right there, Brad. I had to take a photo of my ranking. It's exciting. You play for 4 freaking years. You put your heart and soul into a game like this, and it's nice just to have a good week, I suppose. So appreciate all the love. FPL says, great stuff, Brad. Skizford says, well done, Brad. You've learned from prior seasons' mistakes and came in and stuck to your guns, holding all the right primos. Very well deserved. Thank you, Skizford. Actually appreciate that a lot, mate. Yeah, I think in other years, to be fair in your assessment, I haven't learned. I've just been sidewaysing all my primos and doing things I do previous seasons. This year, I've just stuck away from that and watched how other people play. I've also noted a lot of the big dogs that play well. Now, it doesn't always work. Have always been really aggressive in their strategy to get early points, to early upgrades, etc. So probably just taking leaves out of different people's books as well. So it can't be all my knowledge into that. It's probably learning off other people more than anything else as well. There's so many people that have different strategies, and then you find what suits you and your antics, I suppose. But yeah, definitely credit to the people that we have in our chats. It definitely very underrated. If I ever won any of that prize money or anything like that, I think we'd all go out for a night. Put it that way. Puff. Someone scored 2-7-2-4 this week. How wild. Gorn Vice. Had Humphrey Butters, LDU, Ash, Heaney, Track, tons of pods. Yeah, that would do it. Like my dad's side got 2-5, and he's hasn't had a single advice off me, and that's the first time he's ever scored 2-5 in SuperCoach. So yeah, that's wild. Parfish. Imagine if I was still on mute this whole time. I'm exactly 400 points behind you. Wow, big ranking difference between 400 points actually. Easily catchable. Every week I'm dropping like 500 in rank because of Tom Stewart. That's annoying, Riser. Thought that was your score, Puffer Fish. Imagine if that was his score. He would have won the weekly. I'm tempted by Flanders at that price. What's his price? I know I can go there myself, but yeah, the roller's ass though. Hippo, we've overtaken Hippo. He's 501. Yeah, right. Okay, interesting. I think there is one or two that I know of. I think Ben from Insider. I think he's ahead of me. I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's a couple other YouTubers that would be higher at the moment. There always is. Like, there's always someone. Insider boys have always been sold. Like, I've followed them for years, and they've always been like a top 1% player. Like, there's some wild things where you look at these YouTubers and they're constantly in there in the top 1%, and you're like, how are you so consistent? Like, consistency is so hard to be in this game because everyone gets better every year. But yeah, Zach at 501 is pretty good. Stewart's probably stuffing him up as well. actually. I think Hippo's got Stewart, and he's got Rouse, so he'd be pissed about that. Give me just a second. So I've got to keep asking you if I can bloody go in the lounge room. All right, let's go back up. So where were we? Dawson under 500k has Blues, could go nuts. Yeah, could do. Oh man, I'm really unconvinced on Dawson. Honestly, I'm going to get a lot of Dawson picks, but Dawson questions. But he just looks so bad. Like Cheese was saying this before, just like how bad he just looks as a player when he just hack kicks it. Even as a non-owner, he looks bad. So let's go to the lounge room where we won't glitch as much. Let's do this. If Bubs goes nuts, I will come back to my bedroom. So let's do this. All right. If you start hearing any noises, we will go back, I promise. All right. I'm wearing a Man City jersey, so I apologise to any Premier League supporters that hate Man City. For what it's worth, I actually go for Chelsea, but yeah, me old man, I think gave this one to me. Anyway, let's get back into where we were. Yeah, Dawson 5 under 500k is pretty interesting. Or yeah, maybe we'll have all some value picks as well. Yeah, nah, not me. Take about 300 off that, and you'll find me. Says Pufferfish. I think I went into this, didn't I? Hippo, did you write this twice? Or am I going crazy? Yeah, he's definitely ranked 501. We're finding out. Okay, so Pufferfish says Zorko. I'm looking at but not sold. Kitty Coleman, Dode. I don't think these two players actually hurt him. I think Fletcher hurts him. Exactly what you're stating in that second paragraph or sentence. Daily fail. That's banned from my existence. Avoid. Yeah, no, he's just so cheap though. You wouldn't want to do it, but he's just so cheap. Yeah, at this rate, you'll be able to pick Dale for 220. Yeah, his break evens will be high. Dale and Dawson are killing me. Every time I trade someone, they turn up for a layer. Rosie, Callahan, Malera, Humphrey. Don't even know if it's worth trading Reed, Ashcroft. Yeah, I actually might have a look at my trades in a second, but you guys are flying through the questions and stuff, so it's a little bit hard. What is my team value there? 12.4 million. Far out. Okay, yeah, my side's flying. I thank God, Path. I'm not the only one stuck with those two idiots. We both have Newcombe. What's your team name? I just want to see how similar we are. Puff says, next year I'm basing my team off Tim Mitchell. Doesn't have. Yeah, I won't even get started with old mate, but yeah, he brings in players and then he curses them. He's literally the kiss of death newspaper article that, tips all the teams that shouldn't win, and then they're generally right, but he's definitely kiss of death. So he comments on some of my stuff on Twitter as well, which is weird. Not expected sometimes. Anyway, I don't think he still does a footy anymore, does he? I think Dawson would be in better in fantasy. Yeah, yep, I agree. Avoid Dawson. Jonas says Cherry versus Essendon. Oh, and Gorn versus West Coast. Yeah, huge VC shouts actually. Huge. They're going to go nuts. They're both going to go nuts, I'd say. We've caught up to the question, so I might actually have a look at some players in a sec. When they're gone, probably not, Puff. Flynn's got more money to make. Holy shit, scored 2,639 and now ranked 523. Never been that ranked before. Well, yeah, I've never been 357 either, mate. So big reality check for me in a nice way. Brad, can you go to your team and turn on projections so brokies like me Yes, okay. Yep, okay. We can do that. No issue with that whatsoever. All right. Let's see what this team is cooking up. Oh my god. We are sitting right where the net is, and it's still like projections 2192, which is definitely unders. So break even for Zorko is 130. It's probably what you're after. Jordan Clark's picking 107. She's a 110. Wow. Roberts 50 break even. What would my trades be? So Ashcroft's break even's 48. Marrick's 59. Trainer's 86, but he plays Hawthorn. I actually don't know what to do with my trades this week. I still want to go one up, one down. I've got to facilitate something in my D6. If you look at this side, D6 is lacking. Like, I hate D6 with a passion. And I can play Hewitt and Cleary here anyway. Like, literally, for this spot here. They'll probably get around the same as Ashcroft. Only thing is, too, like, this is the rookies that you're talking about as well. Like, I don't know what rookies you'd go for. Let's just leave it at 201. Who would you look at? I'm looking at the highest score, obviously, because of money. So Mac, they've all got job security issues. Here's the thing, like, looking at the forward defenders, yuck, they're honestly disgusting. What about a midfield rookie? Give me some suggestions. Like, this is probably the hardest week for that. Like, Hurstwaite or Buthlinger or Oscar Mack. Probably not Oscar Mack, because I don't really want. That doesn't make sense. I probably wouldn't do that. Probably, let's say hypothetically Hurstwaite, or however you want to pronounce it. Because it wouldn't make sense to do my back line, because I actually want to upgrade my back line, but there's no one viable. Like, I got a question before, 500k, who would you go for your back line? Was that the question? God, would you do that? Would you go Bowie? What is Bowie? Could you do it? Bowie. Is Bowie that guy? I know Cheese and I have talked about Bowie. I don't know if we have the balls to do it, but my God, his scoring's been good. 96, 97, 116, 81, 85. Back-to-back 80s suck. I don't know if I like that. There's got to be a different trade I can do here. What if I, hypothetically, leave Ashcroft because he's got a good fixture? I don't know. Someone give me some trade suggestions. Maybe Marek. Marek's got a good fixture too. Like, it just depends what it facilitates and you bringing in too. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'll go back to the comments to see if there's any suggestions in there, but my body don't know. It's a little bit hard. Thanks, King. No worries. Green, my defense is in shambles, and if I trade trainer, I have 517. Who should I get? Probably Roberts over Bowie, actually. Nah, not Dale. Stuff Dale. First way, yeah, well, I think people are going to need to, Benno. Sinclair 570 is nice. Can I afford to do Sinclair? Let's try that. Marek's got a little bit more money on his head, so if I could do Sinclair in one shot, you're probably doing it, aren't you? I think we can, lads. Let's go. No, we can't. We're way too optimistic here. We can't do that. God, idiot. If you guys don't know what movie that is. Anyway. Geez, there's no one at the price. They're all awkward prices now. Do you really want Max Holmes? Yeah, such a vanilla pick. No offense to people who got Holmes, but when I say vanilla, I mean what the hell? Matt Roberts is averaging more than Max Holmes. Max Holmes has got a good fixture coming, huh? Oh, would you do it? Oh, I don't know. Still need a spot for Sinclair and Zorko. Sinclair and what's his name? And Whitfield. So Bison League would have to become Whitfield and Sinclair. By grabbing one of these Max Home kind of players, you'd be skipping on one of them. Actually, no, at this point, that's not that great at all. There's 3 tons out of a possible 7. No, I'm probably anti-potting that now. I don't think a backline player I can really get. Let's look at the last 5 averages. Far out. Maybe it is Bowie. Would you do Bowie? Would you do him? Oh my God. Is Bowie, he's top 10 now. Does he overtake any of these other guys in there, I suppose, is the question. Is he going to be good enough? How many points off is he everybody else? 103. These guys are 112. So you're losing 9 points a week over a season. That's actually 10 points. Yeah, okay. You're missing a fair bit. I don't know. I don't know if it's worth going Bowie. There's a few 80s in there. Brad, if I were you, no trades this week if you wanted one. Yeah. I could definitely hold. On trainer too. No rookies, cash gen. I'm just looking at potential options. Not really. My trades at the start of the week are always very weird. So, really, how much does Flanders even cost? Let's have a look at Flanders. I don't even. If he's a filthy price, I'll get excited. But he had no preseason, I'm pretty sure too. That's the other thing for Flanders. 489. Yuck. You wouldn't want to take a punt. You'd rather Bowie at the same price. Yeah, he's got a break even at 159 as well. Nah. Let's just leave trainer. Let's play a different hypothetical game. Let's leave trainer because there's not enough money on trainer's head. Let's do something different. Because I can loop Carroll and trainer anyway. I don't mind going early on some of these guys though because I've got plenty of cash in. I've still got Cleary, Xavier Lindsay, Stewart on there as well. Ned Long's break even's 30, so he's still got another week or two. It certainly wasn't a 1 week play. Marix is 59, so it's getting there. Let's just play break even games. Like, what could you? Oh, you can get anyone. Oh, you could literally. Oh my God. But this is the issue too. Ashcroft and Marek are good picks. Would you get rid of them for Horn Francis and have to field Cleary? Because Cleary and Horn Francis probably score around the same as Marek and Ashcroft. So maybe, I don't know, maybe I do just sit on my hands for this. I can't be bothered looking at any more trades. I'm going to do my head in all night, I think, if I do that. Maybe I'll just answer people's questions, and then if a suggestion comes up in there, then I'll go through and have a look. But that's me done looking on my side in terms of trades, because I don't know, you guys would be here sitting bored if I did it all night. Playing with fire. Yep, sure is. Always is. Puff, my season is over. Why not take a chance on him? Yeah, his break even's 160 or something. No, I think he hurt his groin, but hopefully he's okay. I don't know what to think of that game, actually. He came back on because then it would be over. Do I trade Reed and bring in Omac? No, I think Reed's still got a lot of more cash to make, and he scored a 90, so got gas building up. I remember last time I went off gas, people had headphones in and could hear it. Not a fun time. Puff says, am I seeing Levi break even as 45? That's a hold. Yeah, no, but if it facilitates an upgrade early, you kind of do it anyway. Like, if everyone's at that point path, this is how I look at it. If everyone holds trades because of break evens, and you upgrade to a primo early, you're a primo ahead of everybody else. Hence why Ned Long's at M8 at the moment. That's exactly why the team's upgraded, because despite these break evens, have been going early on everyone. That's why it's so much depth. Like, Lindsay's an odd field option for most people. Hewitt and Cleary at F6 for most people as well. But I've jumped on Marek early. I jumped on Flynn for flex this week. I've used Long as a stepping stone here, so I don't have to field a Lindsay or a Hewitt. So by going early on some of these other guys, sure, you miss a little bit of money, but you also keep ahead of the pack. So by trading a primo early, for waiting for 40, 50 extra K for a primo that's come down in 50, 60 K, you could definitely just full send it. It wouldn't really matter. Like if I wanted to keep Marek, because I'd prefer Marek over Ashcroft, because I know what Marek can score. He's got a base of about 80 just purely on kick-ins. If I could get, let's say, Petrarca for 479, how much would I need to trade out? I need 147. So I need a player. I need 121 on top of that. So I need a player at 260 to bring in a Hurstweight or whatever. So that's how I look at it. Lindsay's still got money to make. I actually like him as a backup option if any of these guys are out, like a Chera as well. Yeah, I don't know. But you're right. It's annoying because you don't want to get rid of these Mareks and your Ashcrofts, etc. But sometimes something's got to give. And the annoying thing is, there's nothing I can do with Henderson. Like, if I went, like, it's just a dead pick. See, this is the annoying thing. Henderson, Ashcroft, you'd have to get a bargain player. Let's try something. I want to just do hypotheticals here. This is how Brad's brain works. Henderson's dead, so it doesn't really matter on taking a punt. Now you're going to get inside of my brain and how I calculate things compared to what you might or may not do. My aim of the game is now for me to stay ahead of the pack. So if I've got to bring in a guy, yuck, I wouldn't do it at 395. But is there a value pick you can get yourself a dead rookie off the field, get a potential cash cow, and then get something here that I can work with? It kind of doesn't make sense because can a 395 player really score better than Ashcroft either? Yuck, not Humphrey. Humphrey can get stuffed. Oh, Brad, what have you done? I don't like this option at all. There's nothing in there. 3-round average. Henderson, I wish you made more money. We could have got something at least. I wouldn't bring Power Pepper in. I sold him not long ago for body. What's his name? All right, let's try a different combination. Who could you get rid of? Seriously. I don't know. Let me go back to the comments and see what I'm missing here, because I'm missing my brain cells by looking at this. Maybe I just bring in Bowie this week. He plays West Coast and just hope that it's a good trade in. I reckon Marek could almost be F6. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, don't know. He probably could be at this point. I don't know. Break evens don't concern me. I need a backman this week. Yeah, this is the other thing I'm talking about, Cheese. I totally agree with what you're saying. Oh, God. Do we jump on Bowie together? Also, another argument for Flan is 0 touches in the first quarter. Oh, sorry, 0 touches in the first. Yeah, no, he's right. Yeah, okay. 82 and 3/4. Yeah. Okay. All right, maybe we do that. Do I hold SS? Hell yeah, you do. Yeah, absolutely you do. All right, let me go back to the well. Would you guys be comfortable in bringing in Jacob Bowie? God. Oh gosh. Let's just do it. Let's just hypothetically do it. Oh man, this could this could be a really good pod or could be absolute awful. And this would keep our upgrade cadence too. Like everyone's running train and read, and you're just pulling out a bowie out of your butt. Optimize, prime, assemble. Let's do it. Whatever they do, I don't know. It's probably not the right noise. Excuse me if you had that on TV. I don't know what the hell that was. Let's be honest. Anyway, now I'm getting a little bit weird. So, Melbourne, what can I do here? Can I loop Cleary? Of course you can't. You can't loophole the snowman himself. It'd be too damn easy. So I'd have to be accountable here and actually field one. Field one and one. Nah, just joking. So I'd probably field Hewitt. We're getting a little bit late. Do I like it? But it means I don't have to deal with trainer score, Bowie, whatever you want to call him, Bow Wow. What a fall off. I mean, what happened to Bow Wow? Remember 2009 when I was in year 12? Bow Wow was king. Anyway, maybe I could do something like that. We'll look at trades later on in the week. That is my hypothetical scenario done. And then we'll talk some more SuperCoach and then maybe look at a couple of players and get the hell out of here. Suns also play second quarter. Sorry, until the second quarter. So basically, if the Suns play well, so it's Flanders up the odds. That's wild, Puff. Very true, Puff. Not trying to convince people. Just want people to see my reasoning. Don't think I think you're crazy. I think everyone thinks you're crazy for thinking Flanders because of the break-even game. But at your rank, it is worth a punt. I do get that. Puff says generally thinking trading in Rao is worth next week. But 2 Darwin games. Ho ho ho. I had to cough my lungs out again. Good point, Puff. I don't know. I just want to show you some of the players I'm actually thinking about. Actually, let's divvy from these comments for a hot minute. I think I've got some players I do want to talk about. My buys of the week. I think I've got to go to the other room. Have I woken him up? What's he doing? Okay. Anyway, sorry. Apologies. If it starts getting noisy, I'll have to get out and go to the other room again. Yeah, now, buys of the week, I actually think Dunkley, if anyone's not on Dunkley, you can't be paying now for Bonds and Butters. I can't facilitate that. I'd be an arsehole if I actually thought you could generally get him. And unless, like I said, unless you're a 40k rank, you've got a lot of cash in the bank, you give no shits about SuperCoach anymore, then yeah, sure, go for it. But if you don't want to use all your cash and then be stuck for weeks and not being able to upgrade, yeah, sure. But man, no one will be able to get him. But all these players come down in price. So the guys I'm looking at, so Sinclair's break even, for example. Now he's got a 99 for those playing at home that don't have projections. You wait for him to come down. He's got a 167 here. He gets 110. He's leaving 25k. So he's going to be 545k. That's perfect. So he's going to be really cheap. And then after this, he's got Carlson West Coast. So Sinclair's probably the flavour for next week. You kind of hope he gets a little bit of attention. I don't know who from, but you just hope it's a close game or something. So Sinclair's probably next week's topic at 5:45. I wouldn't go there now. Meek, he's got Richmond. He could smash the points there. Miller still hasn't gone under the ton. That's crazy. Matty Brown, no, thank you. I know Dunkley owners aren't going to be happy about this, but breaking him in 129, he's a guy you can look at next week as well. Like honestly, I've looked at him. 129 break even. Then he's got North Melbourne and Melbourne the week after. The Adelaide game in Norwood was a bit hard to tell. Collingwood, that just got smashed. He's a solid option for, he's going to be 500k. I'd rather him than Dawson any day of the week. At least you know what you're going to get from Dunkley. So, yeah, I think for me, if I'm targeting SuperCoach players, it's Sinclair, Dunkley. Sarong's been so consistent without Chenoward's out because he's got a lot of tags. again, he's going to come down another 10K, so he might be 563, but there's nothing wrong with him. He just doesn't have the ceiling because of the tags. He's been getting attention from Viney and all these other bloody players, but the consistency, just, yeah, he's probably not a VCNC either because there's no high ceilings, but at least you know he's never gone under the ton. So I don't mind his price. Tom Green's going to come down in price. Who else do I like? Let's have a look at 3-round. Who's on fire? Newcomb did nothing in comparison to what we thought we were going to do. Lockie Neal. Or Lockie Neal's going to go back up. But you probably want to anti-pod this guy, I think, potentially. Oh, can he go nuts again, though? Like, where's his tag games happening? Oh, no, he's got Melbourne and North Melbourne. He's going to go nuts. His next tag game is... Maybe Viney goes to him, but I don't think Viney's a match for Neal. Neal's a bit of a pig. Yeah, I think Neal's actually in the clear for a little while here. I like Neal. Especially with the matchups Brisbane have got. Maybe this is why you hold Ashcroft, but break even 79, so it's probably the week for a Neal type as well. Taranto, no thank you. Don't do Taranto. Unless you want to scratch your eyes out and you have to watch Richmond games with me. You don't want to do that to yourself. Isaac Heaney's been talked about, but I don't really see the Heaney factor. I don't have any appeal for Heaney. I know Cheese dreams of Heaney. I don't. Not this year. Yeah, nah. No for me. No Heaney. He's got Giants too. He might have Bedford potentially. I don't know. Other than that, Petrarca. Petrarca is probably the buy of the week. Like for your forward line, you don't want to play Davison. You don't want to play Hall. He'd be it. Break even at 70. He looked good. So they're the players. Probably, yeah, Petrarca, Dunkley, Sinclair. That's what I would be looking at this week. Can we make serious cash? Yes, you can with a negative break even 64 for OMAC. Just got to look at the team sheets to see who else is named alongside him. Trading and Reed out. Like I said, I wouldn't do this. I think Reed's still got more money to make. I'd wait on Bustlinger if you wanted to. He's still got a week to play. Puffer. What have I done here? Oh, get stuffed. Oh no. And if I bring in bloody Bowie, that's another redhead. I'm going to lose my mind, actually. Bowie v Flanders. I'll actually take you up on this one, Cheese, potentially. Let me talk to you Friday night. I'm keen for that one. I'm very keen to back Bowie. Puff. Cheese, going to be settling payments with bets like those. Wow. Is Oscar Mack? Yeah, okay, let's go to rookies. Let's do that again. Let's not do that again. Let's do something this way. So if you're not a gold member, you go into cash cows here. This is the easiest way to look at some cash cows. What the hell? I don't know why it's that's not the cash cows I'm looking at. Let's sort by break evens. My God, what have I done? All right, let's go break evens. So I think I've put a filter in here for some stupid reason again. All right, that's what I've done. Clear filters and just look at break evens. So Oscar Mack is the one we're talking about here. He's definitely the rookie of the week. But people worried about job security, so that's the issue. If he gets named for it this week, you probably take a punt. Even if he scores a 55, he goes 52K. You just got to be hoping that his job security is there, I suppose. You got to look at the team sheets with Voss. If he's named with Voss and Jackson, you're probably laughing. But if he's dropped, then this option goes to shit real bad. 15.85. Issue is too, he didn't have much of the ball in either of these games, so that's concerning for me. 9 disposals and 9 disposals. Like, he's got hit-outs, 2 free kicks against in each line, but he's not your guy for making a heap of cash. I think this 85 is a little bit glorified because he kicked a couple of goals here. So I think he's just your 50s guy. I think it'd be a bit of a slow burn compared to a bus swinger or a Hurstwaite type pick that we could probably wait a week on or go early on. So for me, if you had to, sure. But I just feel like it's a huge chance of being another dead rookie. Other than that, Aaron Francis, he's on the bubble, but 213, another ranger. We all know rangers just annoy the hell out of all of us. I can speak for that because one of my boys is that. But 70 and a 72, not bad. Good size. Anyone remember that fish thing? Interesting. I don't know what his job security is like with Sydney, though. Like, they've got so many options to come back. Like, that could be very risky. Or you could go Hurstway and Bustwinger, but Bustwinger's got job security issues with William Jones, and then Hurstway, like we said, he's probably got a 4-week stint, and then you just never know. Whitfield, every day of the week, twice on Sunday. Dunkley is rubbish. Not for 500k, he's not. It's what you pay for him. Daniel, my trades are now, as of now, and I. So what has he done? Dow to Tunstall and Kako to Chad Warner. Tunstall's he was a sub, so I don't know if I'd go there. Oh, my arms are killing me. I'm gonna put this mic down. I don't know why I'm holding the mic. You guys can hear me from here. How much is Chatty Warner? My left bicep is killing me. It's always one arm hurting more than the other arm, if you know what I mean. Definitely a joke. Sydney. What did he do today? Keep saying tonight. So his break even must be pretty low. It's at 79. He's 461. I still think I'd rather Petrarca at this point. I don't know. I don't know. Petrarca or Chad Warner, chat. Yeah. 115, 78, 122, 54, 81, 71, 121. Oh, you, brother, you. Nah, I think I'd rather bloody Petrarca at that point. If anyone knows these references, my apologies. Anyway, Max is Tom Wibatore, 99. Yeah, wow. Top 2%. No clue what to do with trades. That's hard as well, honestly. Wibber's a pod. Buy or trainer. I think trainer's got the high break even, but he'll be reset after that. Who's gone out of his system in a week or so. Jonas Cross and Paul went well in the reserves. One of them should be back this week. Yeah, fingers crossed for you, Jonas, or anyone that's got those players. Newcomb is actually a cheeky captain option against Richmond. Yeah, probably is actually. Probably a good price point as well. Gross had better stats or Hall. Jonas. Yeah, geez, that's what I was about to say against the Eagles. Yeah, that's right. That's the other thing too. Eagles and then next minute. Puff. Also bringing in Chad Warner this week. Could complete. Forward line would have Warner, Rankin, McRae, Daniel Smith, and Marek F6. I think I'd rather Petrarca than Warner. I don't know. I think Petrarca. Gut feel. 2.548 this week. My 3 rucks scored 641 over a quarter of my score. That's crazy. That's nuts. I think Ash could be top 6, but maybe top 8 when it comes to season end. I love the Warner pick. It seems like a lazy footballer. Considering how much talent he has. Yeah, agreed. Omo, most of people getting dropped. Yeah, I'm still recovering. I was a bit sick over the week, so not fun when you get sick from your other one, then you're sick all week, and yeah, fun times. D6 Reed, D7 Carroll, D8 Bleak. OMAC is a pass for me. Yeah, I feel that pain too. Yep, agreed. Track over Warner. Noah 2519 for the week, up to 2.8k, my highest overall rank. That's pretty good. You'll take that. I've got Petrarca. Max, I had stroke reading your comment about. Yeah, I didn't know what the hell was going on. I get a stroke over the simplest comments. That got me really good. I have no idea what the hell. So yeah, I reckon I'll take a punt on Warner. The contract extension following up by 120. Maybe the stars are aligning for him. Where's the king? I'm kicking Daily Bale for a Fraser punt. Wow, it's only only way you can afford track. That's wild. How long is that for? I don't know actually. Tuesday will be an update of the actual timeline for that, so we'll know Tuesday. What's everyone's strategy? I don't think I'd ever do the Caleb Daniel trade at all. My forward line is now become Rankin, Smith, Petrarca, McRae, Daniel, Warner, bench score and all. That's pretty good. I don't think you can August unless he gets dropped. Yep, I agree, Puff. Petrarca. I need to cough again. We might go soon, or else I'm going to cough all fucking night. Excuse me. Then the only rookies off field would be defensive, and we train a red bias. Yeah, that's why I want to do D6 because I'm sick of fielding trainer. Thoughts on Chera, Kako? No, I would not be getting rid of Chera. I don't mind the Kako and Ashcroft for sure. If it gets you, I just don't know if I'd give away Chera for. Chera's going to outdo track. Not going to outdo Neil. We'll get close, but I don't think I'd do that. I just hate the thought of getting rid of Chera after one bad game. No, I think he just hurt his quad. Groin, and then came back on. So I probably wouldn't do that. Wouldn't do that move at all. I hate that. I think I can just whoop Carroll this week. If Carroll gets dropped this week, I think he will. Anyone a Boy fan like Jonas probably knows, but Carroll's probably done. Still don't know what I want to do. I can't believe I just took a photo of the ranking too on the stream. What a flog. What are we doing? Yeah, maybe I'll do. I honestly don't know. There's so many things to do. Just this issue here is what's killing me. There's no other way to do it. Like, you wouldn't get rid of bias after 101. Like, I generally think he could be a D6 keeper. I know people probably thinking I'm a nutcase for that. I mean, would you get rid of Ned Long? That's a 1 week play is a little bit stupid. How much? Would you go Ned Long and then grab yourself a body? You could probably do that because that leaves Marek and Ashcroft in your forward line, and Ned Long's a pod anyway, so I'm not really hurting myself. Ned Long's not even going to net me the money I need anyway, is he? You can't do that. I want to look at the defense anyway. Again, I got no. A boost would be handy. Man, if Amon didn't get concussed, you would have been a shout. Sorry, I missed this opening the door. What do you want? You want a vape? Wow. Okay, you go vape. I'm just joking. Can you make me a coffee, please? Is that okay? Oh, thank you. I'll forever love you. Okay, cool. Thanks. I appreciate it. Just a normal instant one. Just because I'm starting to die. FPL, I had Chad Warner from season opener. Ooh. They're scoring 70s So I used trading to Nick Dacos this week. Oh, and of course he goes well now. Thought the Bawadale if I had no other trade plans this week. I don't want to advocate for trading him because we know what he can do, but I don't know if Johannesson and Fraser have killed his role. I don't know. I'd almost rather upgrade around him than get rid of him. Plus, he's 473. Like, you can't do anything with that money. Cherry isn't the keeper. Wow. Yeah, fair point. I don't want to get rid of. I wouldn't want to get rid of Cherry after one bad game. That's my point for the old mate over there. I want to hold D5, D6. If he gets another setback though, or Lucas, what are you doing? Dale out. Yeah. If that's much of a headache, yeah. For sure. Cherry's fixture. You see, he's just got the role. Cherry's got the role. That's my issue with Cherry. Such a good role. Philip back. Hopefully that's a good pick for us as well. Like he's going to be hopefully getting midfield time. Kitty Coleman and Callum Mills to come back. Still waiting for their first game. I'd wait for them to be on the bubble, for them to be considered, whatever. I'm definitely needing this coffee. What else can I do with this money? That's so annoying. Man, Supercoach, sometimes you wish you could lend or get extra money by giving something up. Like maybe you burn a trade for you burn a trade costs you $200,000, and then you can advocate that money. I don't know if that would be a hack way of upgrading your side though, but man, it'd be nice if they did something juicy. So what is Flynn's break even for those that don't have him? Mine is 45. This is actually crazy for 20 boy. If he goes another 95, he's making another 62k. So he's already made 80k almost, plus another 60. That's 140k he's made in 2 weeks. That's actually nuts. Yeah, look, in all honesty, you probably could grab Matt Flynn for what it's worth. He's got Richmond the week after too. Wow. Imagine if you held Flynn the whole way through too. Ashcroft. This is my Ashcroft I was talking about. So he gets to 74 and he goes up 11k. Do you guys want to hold for 11k? Like, you got to... Sometimes you just got to bite the bullet. If you get these players, primos, cheap enough, it's worth not waiting for the extra 10k to juice out the players, considering your primo is going to go back up 30k. So you sort of, I don't know. Or let's see if he goes 74s. Oh my god, that's hot. I guess I'll have that coffee in about an hour. I swear my missus does the hottest coffee you'll ever find. Well, hopefully you never find out, because if you do, I'll bash you. Kidding. So his average of 74. Now she's smiling at me. Averaging 74, you can see on the screen, you only get to 373. Let's say let's say he consistently just went 80s. Let's build a bit more respectable to Ashcroft. Man, I say some weird things on this channel, but I think you guys know my humour by now. And if the first time you're jumping on, you're hearing some weird stuff, I can assure you this is normal. Project. So, how much money am I ripping myself off if I went early? Did that even project? Or am I just special? I don't even know what the hell's going on now. Maybe I'll just do one and see if it does it. I don't know. What I'm trying to say is, like, he makes another 50k or whatever. You got a primo that's going to be going back up in money. Like, I don't mind. Like, a primo any given week can go up 50k, and you're waiting for a guy to juice out 50k in 5 weeks. It's just ridiculous. Once their break even gets to about 40 or 50, I'm looking at culling them. I'm not going to sit on my hands all day. Regardless, I'll probably trade this week because everyone else is going to trade. So I want to be ahead of the pack, especially now at rank 350 or whatever the hell it was, 357. Anyway, I lost a few of these there, but it is what it is. I'd wait a week or two, considering they're all coming back from injuries. So would I. I'd wait till they're on the bubble, especially those injured players. All right, if you hear any background noise, let me know. I'll move to the other room. Jonas says Zach Williams got injured. Carroll turned it over a few times for sure. Lorden, White also could be dropped. Don't normally have many changes after a win like that, so a couple of players might come in. Hopefully he stays then. I never really thought of that. With the win, hopefully he stays. I'm still no sideways on no sideways. Dale has cooked my season and then cash in with Witt Zorko coming down. Yeah, fair enough. Nah, I don't like Fraser as a pick now. I've seen too much. He could go well, but you don't want to risk it now. Fair enough, Wizard King. Send it. Puff, does anyone know if Jim Mitchell has Dale? Because if he trades Dale, literally just do whatever he opposite does. Lucas says, Wizard King, it shouldn't matter that Primos are coming down in price since you don't need to trade them. Yep. As in, I'm flipping Dale for Fraser. Totally punt. There's negative break even. So it's going to help him facilitate an upgrade elsewhere, but yeah. Lucas understands you now. Wizard, watching Dale sit on 30 before jumping up in the last. Yeah, that's not a good time. It's obviously very annoying. Puffer says, Brad, is the miss okay still? Tell us I said hi. Yeah, it is still there. Yep. I'll let her know you said hi, mate. It's definitely still there. I don't change my girlfriend that often. Jesus. Anyway, aiming to those guys and workers. Yeah, I think you've always got to have a plan because like LDU and all these other midfielders are so cheap at the moment. Cripps is probably cheap as well. Don't forget to give us a sneaky like from the stream and sub if you haven't already. So those 500k players in the midfield, man. It's the other thing. Maybe I do upgrade a midfield spot instead and just leave the trainer there and grab the Dunkley because I could definitely do that. There's so many options in your midfield, but they're disgusting picks. Once they get to like 530, you kind of want to go all out. Like, let's go 530 to whatever this is in range. Let's do here. And just have a look at any value picks. Like I said, I really like Dunkley. I know owners aren't keen because they haven't seen much since his big score, but his fixture gets juicy. You're paying bugger all for a guy that's averaging 110. Side bottom, no thank you very much. The guys have already got. Richard's okay, but he got tagged as well in this game with Bedford. Bedford went to Bont and Richards. Dawson. How many 70s this is for Dawson? Like, Dawson, he's got Carlton, but still, like, just why do you kick it? I don't know if I could put myself through torture of that. Like, even cheese and all that, advocate, don't ever do it. Like, there's a 60 in there as well, bro. Yuck. He's more of a fantasy pick. He really is. Free kicks against too. Like, what the hell, mate? Yeah. So he's only turned up 4 out of 7 games. My boy Finn's turned around. Will Ashcroft's back to normal. So people traded out Will Ashcroft last week for 43. Now he's backed it up to 99. Cripper. Around 12 bypass. So probably not going to be hot, but this guy's bipolar and scoring as well. Just so up and down. Yeah. 80, 50. It plays a lot forward as well. Like, yuck. Again, these players are like this for a certain reason because they're just underperforming. LDU, do you really want to watch the North games? Well, I don't mean disrespectful for watching some of these teams, but my gosh, when you own Sheasel, that's a hard enough watch sometimes. Like, he has awful first half and comes good. clarity puts you in patches of what am I doing with myself as well. Like, plays Essendon, but look at LDU. His scoring's disgusting as well, but his fixture opens up a little bit, maybe. I don't know. Scores well against Essendon. Summary is what I'm going to talk for. No. What have I done here? Season. Okay, sorry, I'm going to scroll down a bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, there's a 60, 70, and 80 in there. So these players are cheap, but around 12 buy, again, not something you probably want to target. I think people what. I still think, like, out of all those prices, when you put it in perspective, Dunkley is way better than all those other players. I might have to go to the other room. I think I can hear the little one going nuts. Wait, actually on stream, can you hear the little one in the background? Yes or no? Because if yes, I'll get out of this room right now. Because I do not know what you guys can hear in the background. Anyway. Okay, no. Okay, good part. If you can hear any noise, just write I can hear noise in the chat and I'll get out of the room. I know what you mean, Puff. I'm always just being weird. She needs to come back on the stream. Yeah, remember that time when we were talking about stuff and she actually jumped in and made her own YouTube account just so she can listen to what we were talking about. Sneaky stuff. Wardle 120, 63 was he's got soft tissue injuries. Look, I won't dismiss it crazy, but like, just don't know if I could do that myself. Like, he's so injury prone. He looks great, but you just know you're gonna have to trade him out in round 11 before he's buy. Nah, 75 to 120. No thanks. Callahan's been a good bounce back. He's in 1/4 of every side. Anyway. No to Wardle, in my opinion. Nah, you got to hold him for too long. I think Wardle would be a pick if you had 6 rounds to go and he's fit. He's definitely a tag target for sure. 100%. Yeah, literally, was it? LDU. Look, you could go LDU, but it's just, that buy. If you got nothing to risk, then you send it, honestly. You got nothing to risk, then honestly, just go for it. Let me see if I can afford bloody Dunkley now, because now I want to know if I actually get dunks in the side. Could I do this to myself? How much more money would Netong make? Issue is Netong could probably score 90, so I could do a poll and everyone consider this, but your midfielder ones where you can make the most points up as well. So if he gets another 76, he goes up 20k. So he made 50k this week. I don't know. What can I actually grab for that? Let's just play a hypothetical game again with Brad, because that's what he does here. So he might peak her out around 400k. But could I get rid of a... No, I really don't know what to do. Let's try something. Training doesn't got enough money. He's 270. I think 270. I don't want to do that to myself. So let's just have a look at Ashcroft. Oh, that's right. The annoying thing is I'd have to put... Come on, anytime now would be amazing. So maybe I could have Petrarca. Honestly, this could be Petrarca for Ashcroft. But then you're giving up Long as well. God damn it, I'm very confused. Is it worth it? Is Petrarca back? Like, he feels out your F6, kills your net long pick completely, but yeah. Okay, so I got a bit of money to work with here actually. So you could go get rid of I was gonna say Twarker. Let's send Hewitt in the forward line. Let's try something spicy here. Let's grab Hurthwaite. Because Petrarca, like, although he's got a 130, it was against Richmond. Richmond we're pretty poor this year for obvious reasons, but let's play hypothetical games here. Oh my god, 590k from anybody in the midfield. Ah, you'd do it. You'd honestly, if you got to play Hewitt or Cleary, who cares? Oh my god, you could even grab Sinclair at this point. Oh my god. This is ridiculous, chat. This is actually ridiculous. You could grab anybody. I actually don't know now. I've made it hard for myself. Would you guys go early just to get ahead? Because I'm ranked 357 in worldwide, Australia-wide, whatever the hell you want. I can't afford, what's his name right now? What's his name? Buddy Whitfield. I have to filter this again. With that money, I don't want any round 12 buy players at all. Sinclair. He's in 21% too. I'd stop bleeding from my side. No, he's coming down in price. That's right. We established this. I'm an idiot. We wait for Sinclair. We're okay. We can wait for that. Dunkley, we can wait for 2. God, I actually don't know. I've cooked myself here. 100% cooked myself. Because now I'm going to be overthinking about this all night. I'll be dreaming about these picks. I could always grab anybody. I don't want to double up on the Sarong, do you? I don't know. Give me a suggestion, chat. Do I just grab the truck and bank the money for once and actually do something smart? Because I don't know. Dunkley's a good price. He's a bloody good price. Someone got Davidson's break even. It'd probably be close to what he's averaging. Oh, God, I don't even know this guy. I'll do a poll for this one. Let me do a poll, Riser, and I'll get back to you. And I'll find out Dunkley or Neil. Because now I don't know what to do on my side again. Like, I'm annoyed that I can't get Whitfield because Whitfield and anti-potting Whitfield, not a fun time. And it'd be nice to get a St Kilda and Fremantle player because they share the same buy. So yeah, undecided. Like Armstrong probably gets a windy tag here as well. Noah Anderson, the 89 throws you off, doesn't it? Newcombe against Richmond probably decent. But I don't know why he only scored 100 against West Coast. Let's go 3-round average. Oh, Lockie Neal's 3-round average is huge, 114. And what's the 5-round average? 5-round average, you're looking at Newcombe at 115. I'm not considering any Gold Coast players. Gold Coast players will just really piss me off, to be honest. I just hate watching Gold Coast in general. Call me salty, I don't really care. Maybe Newcombe, but just my expectations here for Newcombe would have been a lot higher. Neil, do you antipod Neil, or do you think he's going to go crazy? I suppose like 23%. He's a bit of vanilla pick. His run's good though. Like Dunkley or Neil. Neil's the tag target, but Dunkley's your consistency. Neil's your ceiling guy. Let's compare. And Dunkley's 30k cheaper, which can facilitate another thing as well. Like, let's get the screen up and have a look at the two compares, I guess. I mean, if you're a new owner, you're probably not even suggesting Neil because of the Jordan tag that he copped, etc. And Dunkley seems like you're flat 100, so you could almost probably go Sarong and get the same thing. But I actually don't know. I'm not trying to throw people off. I generally don't know what the hell. I've never been that sort of a player where I'm like, oh yeah. Like even Flynn. Flynn was one for me this week that I wanted to talk about in Spotify and just see if people could explain to me why you would go there. And at the end of the day, by the end of the week, everyone convinced me that Flynn was the good choice. And like I said, like you're not at this rank because of just yourself. It's because you listen to others and you got to listen to others, or else you will never progress. You always think you're right, and you're not going to listen to other people. You're always just going to stay stagnant. Okay, so Dunkley's on the right for reference. Neil's on the left, averaging 102 versus 111. Neil's last 3, 114. Dunk's 90. So in form, Neil's in form. Dunkley's got the highest score, 173 versus 139 from Neil. Lowest score, though, that's what you're annoyed at. 41 versus 83. Do you just anti-pod both? Like, Sarong, I love, like, Sarong's a player that never piss you off because you want to talk about a guy that's consistent. If you didn't play St Kilda this week, he'd be no-brainer for me. Honestly, or if they said they were going to Brayshaw at the start of the game, I'd probably go there because I know he hasn't been shooting the lights out, but there's going to come to a point where someone goes, all right, we need to tag Brayshaw. Let's not go after Sarong. Because Sarong's games basically all been attentioned, and he's still going 103, 102, 108, blah, blah, blah. Like, he's average versus opponent. He's got Bedford, though. Maybe you don't do Sarong. You got Bedford and you've got Windy. This is how my brain thinks and overthinks. So then you look at you're back to the drawing board. You're probably just grabbing value, grabbing bloody Petrarca and making the money and then doing an upgrade next week because Petrarca's at his lowest. I get at his second lowest price. So what I do here, I guess, Lindsay and Hewitt, I can't even loop them because of bloody old mate. Let me cough again on mute my mic or else you're going to hear this. Alright, back in, just half dying. Let's go back to Petrarca. Imagine this whole time I didn't look at my screen, I was talking to nobody. 93k. Let's just do Petrarca for now. 70 break even as well, because if you play the break even game, next week I could get Sinclair instead and not have to worry about Neil and Dunkley, etc. And just death ride them for a little bit. Death riding is probably the hardest thing to do in SuperCoach. Death riding players that you kind of want that do well and they just kill you every week. But Petrarca's got West Coast this week, so it's going to be a big game. You'd think he's not. He's probably the max you want to pay for Petrarca, to be completely honest too. I wouldn't pay any more than 530 for him. 497 for him. So even if he does go 97, he's going up only 12k, but you're buying him at 497, you're not going to be disappointed, I suppose, are you? Like, even if you banged out 90s, you're like, got what I paid for, at least it's not an Ashcroft or whatever. You can drop a 60, 70 score. Marrick's still at F6. It's got West Coast score from Brisbane. Don't know what happened at Brisbane game there, but he definitely scores well against West Coast and Hawthorn. Maybe his CBAs are going up too. Something I can look at actually. I'll have a look at DFS later and find out if his CBAs are going up. Let's have a look at that now while this is loading. I'll go to the chat shortly. Let me just do this on a separate thing, but CBAs, DFS, Melbourne. So has his CBAs gone up? So, Petrarca this year. Last 3 weeks, before this week, he was 81% round one. That was against Bedford, the 98. So then the next 3 games, he's 78, 80, and 92 were all in conjunction with 48%, 52%, 50% midfield time, CBAs, sorry. So it's in the 50s for his CBAs. In the last 3 weeks, he had 65% CBAs for 96, an 82% CBA for 94, and then a 79% CBA for a 129. So maybe Petrarca's role has changed and you just jump on truck this week. And you just hunt value. Maybe that's what you do. He's got average versus opponent as well, something I've been looking at this year. So Hawthorn is his 4th favourable matchup. Then he's got 5th matchup is Brisbane, and that's the next month of football. So the other thing I look at is how many home games he's got over the next little while. So, okay, not as well as what I thought it would be. Anyway, he's still got West Coast twice. He's got North Melbourne there. He's got Carlton there. A good little finals run here too, the last 3 games in the MCG. So maybe Petrarca, because I wasn't too keen on those other players that I was assessing before. Leaves you with 93k in the bank. You've got rid of Levi Ashcroft, sure, but you're running Marek there anyway, so you're laughing. And then I suppose the midfield on the side of things. Can I whoop if I do that? Like, what can I do? So, what game do I've got a Melbourne game here. I don't think I can whoop. Not loop anywhere. My brain is mush. Anyway, I'm done looking at my side because we're literally thought inside the brain of Brad, and now we're getting to bedtime. I think it's almost 10:30. So don't forget to give us a like. We'll go through these last few comments. We'll get out of here because I'm cooked. Anyway, I'm looking at Jack Grimshaw in like 3 or 4 weeks. Concussion this week and subbed off. Could be like 300k in a couple of weeks. That's a crazy shout, actually. Half a fish. I'll have a look at his price when it comes to that then. Yeah, Scrimmy. That's wild. Anthony is Pryor and Reed the track and a good rook. Good. I think so. I mean, the break-even games, yeah, sure you can play it, but if you're getting an early upgrade, I don't mind it. Because like I said, everyone's going to think logically and hold till the break-even, but if you're upgrading like everyone's doing that, you're going to get to a point where you're just one primo ahead of everybody else any given week. Listen, if I'm you, I find a way for track and sit. You've got Captain pulling 90, so you're chilling. If I'm you, I find a way for track and sit. Maybe I do that. You've got Captain pulling 90s, so you're just chilling. Yeah. Maybe I just do that then, track and just sit. Should I give Davison and Levi Ashcroft one more week before trading? Depending on it facilitates you could probably get rid of Davison before Ashcroft, but like I said, I'm playing aggressive, and that's what I've got here so far. Neil over Dunkley, fair cheese. I feel like your midfield is nice for a while. I'd be looking at a backman. I can't afford one. I'm waiting for Sinclair cheese. I think that's what I'm going to do. Cherry or Braithwaite BC this week. Sherry I would do in case Braithwaite gets windy. Yep, Sherry and then all right. This is almost it now. So Sherry says, Puffy says Sherry into Braithwaite or Braithwaite into Dacos or Dacos in for what the hell? Probably Sherry into Dacos. Sherry into Dacos, mate. Anyway, last comment from Ness. Give us a like, gives us something we haven't already. It's been going for 2 hours, so we are pretty much done. It says, should I give Davison and Levi? I think you wrote this twice. well, depending on your team, you could probably get rid of one or the other, or potentially both. Like I said, depending on what it caters for your upgrade plans. But that has been done. Thanks for sticking around and looking through some trade suggestions and everything else that comes with it. So yeah. Anyway, I'll do a round review this week sometime. Like you already know anyway that team value is 2.4 million and sitting at rank 357. So again, thanks for watching. Give us a like, sub to us if you haven't already. We'll be on streams with other people, of course, and myself. So Davidson 2-track, yes, I would do. So again, cheers for watching. I'll catch you on the next one sometime. I'll give you notice when I do. So thanks, Jonas. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.